What is a macro? Hey YouTube, this is Chuck Beckham with Titanium Fitness. Today we're going to talk about what is a macro. You wouldn't believe how many people don't know what a macro is, and today we're going to talk about that. So before we get any further though, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be sending out a lot more content. All right, so again, what is a macro? A macro is a measurement. And I'm going to pull up our protein powder here. All right, so if we can zoom in. All right, let's start with the fat, total fat. That's a macro. When people say count your macros, this is what they're talking about. The macros, all it is a number. There's no magic, solution to that. It's just, what's a macro? It's a measurement. So here, for example, for this protein powder here, the fat muscle protein powder, we've got total fat, there's 0 grams of fat, it's a whey isolate. Carbs, 1 gram. Protein, 25. So again, fat, carb, protein. So those are the 3 that you really need to focus on. All right, so protein. If somebody says you should have 100 grams of protein a day, all you do is read your food label, or you can go to FitnessPal, whatever app you use, and count the proteins till you meet that number. So if it's 100, so that'd be 4. I would have this 4 times, okay, in a day. Next, carbs, same thing. If somebody says you should have 150 carbs a day, you count the whole day up to 150 grams of carbs. And what's a carb? Some people don't know what carbs is. Carbs is oatmeal, rice, potatoes, bread. I would recommend Dave's Killer Bread because you want to watch out for the high fructose corn syrup. That's really bad for you. It can cause a lot of gut problems and cause inflammation in your body, which you don't want. Next, fat. If somebody's, if your coach or somebody says, hey, you have around 60 grams of fat a day, same thing. You add up the total amount of fat. Good fat sources can come from salmon, from steak, chicken thighs. You could use avocado oil or avocados, olive oil. Also, you could use peanut butter, almond butter, or almonds, nuts. Any kind of nuts have fat in them. But that's a different video we'll talk about is how many macros you should have. That's a more individualized. I can't go out and say have this many macros a day. But today's goal is, which we've achieved that, what is a macro? All right, so test yourself, ask yourself, what is a macro? Write down the answer, share it back to us in the comments section below.